let someone know that that she could do better?
Yeah.
Oh. Did you really mean it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Look at you giving positive advice.
Yeah.
I love it, Dad.
Every once in a while, I'm a nice guy.
Oh yeah? You're always nice.
Sometimes.
Who would win the battle of niceness, me or you?
Oh no, that's me all day.
Really? Oh, I'm too nice. But that changed. That's changing. The season's coming. I'm starting not to give a damn about anyone. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I see all of our friends here. Time to kick it. This is not your mood. I know the sun's out. Like this should never be anyone's mood in the summer when it's
No, I was gonna
nice.
say. No.
But you know, just screw off.
I don't even know who's
This is true.
That's great. I don't listen to that.
You ever tell someone this song is so bad? Like, how are you gonna tell someone you still think about the times we had? Whenever you say that, you're really trying to hit a chord.
Of course. It's when you want to win the woman back.
And then you tell her, I'm just saying. Oh man, my spirit animal right now on a nice hot summer day in July. Just some dark music.
I know. turn that crap off.
Oh, he's about to get into it. He's about to let you know what it really is. I don't know. Okay, that was my turn.
No, relax. It's Monday. It's Monday. Dan looks like he had a great weekend. The pictures are all on the wall. Or they're off the wall
They're
now.
off the wall.
He's got lots of water bottles here.
Yep.
No cases of evidence around, so that means that he threw it all out.
Correct.
That his room is clean. The
The bed is made.
The bed is made. The living room's clean. Dishes are done. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, summer, Dan's summer.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Dan, you know what? This table is so far away. How are we going to hit these chords?
I don't know. Here, I'm going to move it
No,
closer.
it's cool. It's cool. We'll make it work. I just want to
Sorry.
make camera.
The table got moved. I don't know how.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think I was supposed to do that, but I just did it. Okay. Oh, man, we gotta let that rock. As long as we got some waves. Camera guy's fired for the week because as if you watched last week, it went from dark to light within seconds. So yeah, he's on hiatus.
Oh.
Yeah,
You gave him the pink slip?
Need a new camera guy.
Oh.
But we started this podcast so early we couldn't get the new guy because
Sorry.
it's all good.
It's on me.
Yeah, it is on you.
Yeah.
You trash.
I know.
It's okay. Ah, man, it's Monday. It feels like we were just here not too long ago. You know, the vibes are good. The sun is out. I'm trying to get into my dark bag, and you're not allowing it to happen. So
No, trying to keep
I'm
it
not
positive.
happy. Well, I was trying to find the right tune to set the mood, but you know, we're on a tight schedule today. We're always on a tight schedule. People are going to one day ask, like, well, if you guys are on a tight schedule, maybe you guys just shouldn't do the podcast. No, I don't know. I'm just saying. Now we get some. I don't know. I don't know what we get.
You get slack?
Probably. They're probably like,
Who says that to you? Let me fight him.
I could feel the streets. You know, when you could feel things like I'm actually part of the streets right now.
Are you?
Yeah, because the YouTube account's kind of just been there and the podcasts have been going up.
Yeah.
And I've had to not that I've had to, I've chose to because the season was so long and none of these tournaments really lived up to the hype. And I'm sitting here and I'm watching all these YouTubers hitting me with the scouting reports and what should Manchester United buy? Who is the right fit? Do you ever watch those videos?
No.
Why this person will fit in well?
No.
They're just with all that. I'm just like, oh man, you guys.
I don't watch any of those. Because I don't care.
I'm just like, oh, that's good.
So I'm not giving them any views.
They're just like, oh man, they're just making me feel like, oh man, you're really gonna make me have to come back with a vengeance and just be angry and like just, you know. So I've just been chilling, watching it all happen, and you know, but the traction's gonna pick up soon, man. Season starts in like 2 weeks or so, which surprise.
2.5.
Yeah, so yeah, man. I should probably take the 2.5 weeks off, but I'm not going to. It's like kind of like a warning to all the YouTube accounts with my fake YouTube beefs. Yeah, we're coming back. We'll be strong. We're starting soon.
Do you watch those videos?
No.
Okay.
No, I because when Brandon Caesar was running the YouTube account, he decided, oh, well, maybe if I subscribe to all these accounts, maybe they'll subscribe to ours, which some of them did do.
Oh, they did.
Great marketing tactic by him.
BP?
Brendan Caesar. We're not calling him by his name ananymore. He's a little groupie.
Oh,
I just
okay.
want him to know that.
Oh, okay.
He's following everyone else, but let it be known for the interviews he can't be here.
Yeah.
No,
Shut him out.
yeah, no shout out to him.
Call him out.
No, yeah. So yeah, well, yeah. So now I get like some notifications when people upload videos. I'm just like, oh man, this is really what you guys are doing. Like, take a break. I know the subscribers are probably coming in, and they have been because I've seen it when we stopped fully and when they were continuing the grind, and they're coming in. But it's like, come on, man, come on, like that shit don't. I'm not even too worried about it.
No.
Hope they lap me.
No.
Hope they lap me, man. Anyhow, we're gonna do this thing. This could be a very short podcast, by the way. It's a very short podcast. We don't really got much to talk about.
Nope.
And usually when we don't have shit to talk about, we really talk about more shit that we shouldn't talk about. But it's okay. That's fine.
See how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. New week, new us.
Yeah.
Dan's laxed. Like I said, everything's clean. Everything's nice. The room is well lit, so I think all the lights are on.
All the lights are on, yeah.
Okay, it better
My
be
hydro
on.
bill's going through the roof.
It's okay. Don't worry about that. Write it. Oh no, we can't.
Go write it off. Is that what you're about to say? Nope.
So yeah, everything else is good. You're laxed. You're
I
in more of your casual gear.
Yeah.
You're trying to enjoy the summer.
I am
trying to get that blue off.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Went into the office like
Look
this,
at you.
actually.
Oh man,
Very casual
went into
today.
the office. Look at you, Dan.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be like you. But yeah, we're getting to this. We're getting to this because I don't know. I feel like people wanna just us to get into some soccer stuff at some point, and you know us. That time don't matter, but at some point it's gonna hit like double digits.
Yeah.
As be like, oh shit, we did it again.
Yep.
I don't really care.
Why, we're going right into it? You and I are beefing, so it doesn't really matter. I'll say that
I
on air.
know, mic's on, camera's on, mic's
Yeah,
on.
soundboard's
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the InnerViews Podcast, episode 83, live and direct from Toronto, Ontario. It's your guy Tyrrell here, about to get into the cut. Shout out to Dan's neighbors. We're here. We're ready. It's Monday. You probably aren't back from work. We are paying you respect by doing it early so you don't have to hear my voice for 2 hours. Like I said, the streets are hot. Everyone is out on the patios, wearing less, going out more. Doing what Dan's doing, getting into their little bag. DMs are popping. Everything is back to normal. Feels like last summer, except, I'm 100%. It feels like last summer. You know how quick a week could change and everything could just happen. It's like, oh damn, I couldn't even talk to Dan because so much shit was happening.
And now?
And now we're talking.
Yeah.
And now you're upset because, well, before we get to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we even get to you.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
Big shout out to the YouTube subscribers. Shout out to those listening to us, the first time listeners, the returning listeners, the day ones, everyone that supports this podcast, whether you listen for 5 minutes, 2 seconds, whether you listen to the entire thing. We appreciate you. Love you. Big shout out to you. Shout out to everyone that listens on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker, and any Android apps on your Android devices. Got to give you guys a big shout out. Shout out to everyone supporting on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Quora. Yeah, I get the notifications. Yeah, I'm not answering the questions. Yeah, I'll be back in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks since Dan said that's when the season starts.
2.5.
What better way to kick off and get back into the active lifestyle
Than that. The making your return.
Yeah, and active in all senses. But I am not alone. I am here with my guy, young Daniele, Danny C, Dan the man, Dapper Dan, young Daniele in the cut. It's a scary sight. Young Dan with the blue collar, bop, 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 gang, gang, gang. All everything that you would think he would say and more. It is Dan. Dan, how are you?
I'm very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Apparently you're not.
Why?
Don't lie. Don't smile on the camera and be all innocent now after you were trying to like get into your bag like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, you and I are beefing, huh?
Yeah, why are we beefing?
Because you forgot my fucking birthday.
Okay. You said that like that's the nicest person in the world. I forgot my fucking birthday. Oh, man. So, listen, Matt. Listen.
But you know what? To my defense, I kept it very low key.
Yeah.
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 It wasn't a milestone. So, and I'm not gonna.
Let us know how
No,
old
no,
you
no,
are.
no.
How many candles were on the cake?
It was enough.
Oh,
enough,
yeah?
enough to start a fire.
Oh, really? Ooh, young Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you old.
Yeah, I am.
You old.
Yeah.
You do the double old. You old.
Yeah. No, but I kept it very, very low key.
Yeah. So you can blame me.
No. But you know what? I will say that I finally ventured to Trinity Bellwoods.
Yeah, and I told you that you were a loser.
Yeah. But you know what? There was one thing that I noticed. And
The other losers that were willingly there.
oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. But I noticed how non-friendly Canadians can be.
Torontonians.
Torontonians. There was a football match going on, and we watched this guy pull up to this game. He had a soccer ball. He asked if he could play, and they ignored him. So he went and dribbled along the sidelines by himself for a good half an hour. I felt really bad for him.
You think you could just show up on you think you could just show up on Trinity Bellwood Saturday with a soccer ball and that everyone's going to welcome you with open arms? No.
I thought that's just the way it works.
No, not when
No?
Trinity Bellwoods on a weekend became the new Instagram craze where everyone, what are we doing this weekend? Oh, we got to go to Bellwoods. We got to go there early, prep a spot, get
so
the blankets out.
So you're not a fan of Bellwoods?
No, you could.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to a point where you guys flood my Instagram feed with the same place every single week, that's how I know it's not a cool place to go to.
Oh, I'll just tell you, it was the first time I've been there.
I know, you old, so I don't expect you to know that. I expected you to fall into these traps.
Yeah.
And I didn't inform you because I just didn't think that you would spontaneously show up at Bellwoods on a Saturday or a Sunday. No, man. Riverdale Park is better than Bellwoods. But that's for another debate. I guarantee you, give it 2 years.
Riverdale Park. If anybody's around this Sunday,
that'll be the new spot, and it has a better view.
Apparently, so I'm going to be there on Sunday.
Are you really?
Yes.
Oh, is that where it is?
Yes.
Okay. Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, Dan.
Yeah. So I'm hitting up both parks.
Oh, look at you just get into your little park bag.
Yeah.
Trying to be all naturey and enjoy the environment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Dan, that's cute.
Thank you.
That's really cute.
Yeah,
Did you enjoy your time at Bellwoods?
Oh, okay. We went with we ran into another group of people that I play footy with on Friday nights, and we had a good time. Then the skies opened up, and it was not so nice.
Oh man, they knew it was your birthday. Mother Nature didn't like you.
They didn't know.
No.
She said, "F this nonsense."
Birthday was good.
Birthday was good. Like I said, very very low key. Spent some time with the family back in my neck of the woods, and I ate a little too much, but otherwise it was a good weekend.
Don't ever say you ate a little too much. That's female supposed to say that. You ate. You get those gains.
Yeah.
Don't let them know that.
No. That's right.
Oh
That's
man.
right. How was your weekend?
I see. No, we don't got to talk about that.
Why not? We always talk about my weekend.
I know, because we're not done. Because I always feel like there's something you're not trying to tell me.
No, I told you everything.
You tell me about the streets. You tell me about Dan's summer, the summer of Dan.
The streets were
hot boy summer.
The streets
hot girl summer.
Were quiet.
Do you see anyone engage in hot girl summer in those streets?
Not in the location that I was.
Were the hot boys there? Pause.
No. There was not very many people.
I just want to get this straight right now, Dan, and I'm just gonna say it. And I know you probably don't know what the hell hot boy summer is. Has anyone that you've ever encountered over the past summer, or any colleagues, has that reference ever come up?
No.
Oh man, that's how you know y'all are old. Anyhow,
no.
If anyone ever tells you that they're having a hot boy summer or a hot girl summer,
what does that mean?
It's on their Instagram, the fact that you don't know makes it even better.
Do I have to Google it?
No, don't. Just leave it where it is.
Okay.
Because anyone that tells you that is a loser.
Oh, okay.
Anyone that willingly tries, I'm calling everyone out. Everyone that willingly tries to do that is a loser. And I just want to get that off my chest right now. Because I've been seeing it all over Instagram and like even as a joke, like you're a loser. But anyhow, we get into the soccer stuff and footy stuff in a bit because this is the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. My advice to you, if you really want to get into that real quick, just scroll to like minute 30. We got the timestamps on. Just get to that. We got to talk about other stuff. So yeah, they're losers. I forgot to tell Fabs, because I know he's on his vacation and on his honeymoon, and perhaps he's listening to this. I don't appreciate him not answering my text messages within a 24-hour time period, or leaving me on red for like 48 hours. You know, I used to talk to him every single day. We used to talk all the time.
Yeah. And
now he feels that because he's married and he shared vows with a female that he can't respond to me on a timely manner. I'm surprised he was going to let me know that he was going.
Well, he was in the group chat.
No, I don't care. Even that. Well, I gotta wait like 5 hours for him to message me back. No.
You're right. But you know what? There's sometimes where Fabs and I are having a wonderful conversation and you're not partaking.
Oh. What do you try to say?
That the shoe goes both ways.
No, but I respond.
Later.
Yeah, but no. This is not No. I always did that.
I always got Fab's back.
I know. You guys are dweebs. OVO Fest is happening. You going?
No, but I saw those ticket prices. I'm definitely not going.
Drake is... Aubrey is finessing all of you guys.
Yeah.
He's finessing all of you guys. Y'all are just paying for that little... Y'all are paying for that little house.
When is it?
Long weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Y'all are paying for that house. I don't know if that's his house on Instagram. I don't know if you saw it. Where he's shooting hoops.
That's his house.
And he took he lying. He didn't hit all those shots. Great editing skills, whoever.
Listen.
Yeah.
He's the new Steph Curry.
Yeah. Oh, really?
He's hitting bombs from everywhere.
Oh, really? Yeah, sure. The Raptors should really sign him then. Missing that Kawhi void. Oh, maybe Aubrey could fill in. I'm not going to talk too much shit about him, but
Can you hit that ha ha ha?
Yeah, y'all are stupid for the prices that I'm seeing.
You know what I like? It's not my music, but I saw those prices and I thought, holy shit, who is paying for this? But all right, to each his own. If you got the money to burn,
no, not to each his own. Y'all are crazy. What I did happen this way, I did see.
Actually, hold on. There was somebody was playing some of your music,
some of my music,
Sentimental Oranges.
Oh, really? Who?
In the office.
Who? You're not gonna say their name. You don't have to say their name. You can tell me after.
No, I know.
Was
Call
it
it.
female?
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her. She gets the first time. She gets the first on our podcast. I think Fab's trying to host with that one.
Yeah, we cut him down.
Yeah. We can, good. Shout out to her.
Yeah, she was playing it, and I walked by. I was like, "Oh, this is Sentimental Oranges. Do you know about the?" I was like, "Yep."
How proud of you? How proud was she of you?
Quite.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
Yeah.
Did you know it, or is this like?
No, you heard
it here a bunch of times that I played. Oh man!
Before you went to that concert.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
Now people think I'm cultured.
Anyhow, we're getting you there by the end of the summer. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Trust me, you are gonna be that guy.
Yeah. Sentimental Oranges, Blueface, all of them.
Saw your boy Jimmy.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know what he had the guts to tell me?
Right.
He's like, we don't shout him out on the podcast.
Okay, yeah. Well, you don't show up to the podcast.
Oh, I'm gonna tell him to listen to it now.
Yeah, tell him to listen to it.
What was it? The
Jimmy has
18th minute.
Yeah, Jimmy has the audacity to show up and replicate you, all dapper, hair all done, nice little tie. I'm here, barely out of bed. Not sure if like I have my shirt on the right way. Definitely didn't do my hair. And it was going good for a while. Females are walking by. They're like, oh yeah. Like,
were you at the station?
I was at
a station.
Yeah, I was somewhere.
You were working.
Yeah, no, I was chilling.
Okay.
Not
Sorry.
working.
Okay. On your way to work is what I meant.
No.
Okay.
The interviews is all I do and all I love.
Okay.
And
I forgot. Sorry.
If it weren't for this, I would not be able to.
Sorry. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Anyways.
And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's Thursday. Females are giving you the look left and right. And then lo and behold, Mr. Dapper has to come show up.
Yeah.
All spiffy, speaking well.
Yeah.
Speaking well and fluent.
Dressed on point.
Oh, yeah, to a T. I was like, oh, man. Don't you hate when that happens? It's like, man, you're my guy. Got to be happy.
Yeah.
But no, you're pulling the eyes to you.
Yeah.
If you're pulling eyes to me, yeah, felt away.
Yeah.
Felt away. Ruined my day.
You had a moment?
Yeah, I had a moment.
Yeah.
Deep down, I was like, oh, can't wait for him to leave.
Yeah. Oh, he's so going to listen to this.
Can't wait for him to leave. And then all the eyes were following him down the stairs. I was like, oh,
oh yeah, I hope his
I
hope his significant other's not listening to this.
We had a long conversation.
Yeah.
What's she gonna do? No, I like her, okay. But if they're looking at him then, they're gonna look at him when he's on the train.
Yeah, that's true.
And the eyes followed him on the train.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, all those eyes within the 15 minutes we were talking, they could have been mine.
Yeah. It's a heartbreaker.
No, shout out to him and safe travels on his trip on whenever he's going. I'm not gonna bait him out there, but yeah, I was very happy to see him.
He's a very nice guy, and he's a loyal follower of his football club.
Oh no! Next time I go to that location, I'm gonna make sure I'm dressed to a T because he ain't doing that again. I refuse to let that happen.
I thought you were gonna say you're gonna go with him to watch his football team.
Oh no! We have a date with him. Pause. Well, I'll tell you about that later.
Okay.
But yeah, next time I know that I'm possibly gonna run into him. No,
okay.
I'm dressed to a T.
All right.
I can't
step up your game.
I can't accept that. I have to. He kind of put me down. I was like, shit. How dare he? I was very upset. I felt I had to share that with you. My weekend was good, man. Lots of birthdays. Definitely forgot yours and like 4 other people that I got a message after. Stayed out of the Toronto. Actually, I was supposed to step into the Toronto streets, and then I stepped into the Toronto streets, but for the wrong reasons. Oh man. All I gotta say is,
well, it must have been really good because you can't put your words together.
yeah. You ever send that Saturday night you free text?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's all I gotta say.
Okay.
I didn't send it.
I
I didn't send it, and that kind of like.
Did you send it or did you?
No,
get,
I received it.
Oh, you received it. Okay.
Right after Josie scored that goal, I was like, oh man, get to turn this off and hit the streets and see some people for their birthday.
It was over at that point anyway.
Yeah, but that goal changed my entire weekend.
Yeah, shout out to Josie then.
No shout out to them.
Yeah.
Shout out to text. And then Sunday we just chilled out, recovered, enjoyed the weather.
Maybe that person was also watching the game and it got pumped. I tried. I couldn't even hold a straight face myself.
And she goes, oh, wow. Well, with that being said, Saturday was an interesting night. Ladies and gentlemen, it's summertime. Behave yourselves. Watch the text messages that you send. You are free can mean so many things. And, does your free ever mean, are you free? Does that ever imply it? It's 2019, so I just want to know.
It depends on who I'm messaging. Yes.
Okay.
It depends.
Okay.
Some people, it truly means, are you free?
I know.
To other people, it does not.
Yeah. I don't think that text meant that. But,
On that note,
besides that, did anything else really happen this week? Besides, I'm not getting into basketball, but yeah,
no.
Russ left. But besides that, I don't really care. Anything else happened this week?
No, there's.
We're gonna go.
When we get into the
see aliens.
What?
The Area 51 thing? I don't know. I just heard about it.
No.
Yeah? You believe in aliens?
No.
Are you an alien?
Some people.
Are we?
Maybe.
Do you believe in them?
No.
No?
I don't believe in all that crap. Ghosts, aliens.
I think we're gonna have to go to another planet at some point?
No.
No?
And if we do that, we'll do the podcast from there.
Would you ever venture?
Yeah.
Yeah?
To Mars?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would.
Whatever. You believe in them. Anything else happened this week?
No, but there's a lot. Actually, there's some stuff that we can talk about when we get to the footy.
Okay. Well, yeah. No, it's a quick turnaround. You had a lot of stuff going on. You had a busy week.
I did.
I had a busy week. Sunshine. Rain turned into sunshine, as you can see.
Yeah.
And,
It's supposed to be a hot week, actually.
Yeah, that's good.
It's about time.
Never mind. I'm not going to mention that
No.
again. For Dan's summer.
No.
Dan.
No.
Hey, man, there's so many things that I know there are a lot of female listeners that listen on your behalf, young Daniele. And but at the end of the summer, I'm going to get all of them out of here.
Okay.
Just for the sake of content, because content is content.
Okay. This should be good.
But yeah, I'm going to get all of them out of here. But I'm just plotting. And I'm just watching and assessing and seeing how they move. But oh man, that's all I gotta say. Okay. That starting music was for a reason. Anyhow, with that being said, we gave a big shout out to everyone. Shout out to the independent men, independent women. Shout out to those day ones that are listening to this podcast. Shout out to everyone enjoying the summer. Shout out to Dan's TFC Live Clan, Fabs' De Gea clan, all the Clip Draw gang. We're coming for you YouTubers that think that they could hit us with all the soccer stuff on a daily basis about newspaper transfer gossip that we don't really care about. Shout out to you guys. We're coming for you too. And shout out to everyone. There's no one really that deserves a special shout out this week that I think I can recall. No. Everyone is important. We are all equals. Remember that. Shout out to Young Raps. Rapino. I don't know. She's doing her thing, And I think that she deserves another shout out.
Okay.
I think she's very special. And I think that's about it, man. We're like 25 minutes in, and I hope you guys enjoyed all of that. But this is the best.
Time to get to the footy?
This is the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. And we at some point got to talk about footy and soccer, even though there's not much really to talk about. So we're going to do our jobs now and get into our bag, because we've done this for 83 episodes. And if you don't know what time it is, well, then you're about to find out. It's the InnerViews Podcast, episode 83, live and direct from Toronto, Ontario. We're going to talk about some soccer/footy, whatever happened this week. Not a whole lot of anything, but Dan, we're not starting with TFC.
Oh, I wasn't going to.
Yeah, okay. We're not starting with TFC. There is no chance in hell. Sorry, listeners were waiting. They were like, "Oh man, if they start with TFC, we're turning it off."
No.
So where we started?
Can we get on we always start on this when there's a little bit of serious news.
Take it away.
So can we talk about Mihailovic? Just for a brief second? Because
I don't know. You're asking me. You got the keys.
all right. Well, we're going to talk about Mihailovic because he coaches Bologna, which is in Serie A, so it's a little close to my heart.
No, it's not, you liar.
No, it is.
Don't
I'm
lie
going to watch more Serie A this year.
Yeah, okay, we'll see about that.
But with that being said, he announced he has leukemia. But knowing the person that he is, both on and off the field, I'm sure he will battle and fight hard. So I'm wishing. I'll speak on both of our behalfs. We'll wish him the best and a speedy recovery. He is going to still stay on as coach of Bologna, which is important to them because when he did come last year, he guided them to that 10th place finish, which was quite an impressive feat. But like I said, football right now is secondary to him and his family, and we wish him all the best and a speedy and hopefully successful recovery.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
I know.
Pause. Where are we going now? Where are we starting with?
Well, I guess the big transfer news.
Well, what is? Ooh.
You want to play your music?
No, we don't have any music for the transfer news. Well, we kind of do because like everyone's kind of. I was trying to find the perfect transfer song, and I was like, oh, I don't know any urban music, any cultured music that has a transfer twist to it. So man, you got nothing. But
you don't have anything? Okay.
No, I do. People are dueling. So
okay,
like,
go.
We've had this in the tuck for so long, we haven't used it, man.
Okay.
This is our new transfer music. Here we are. You're not feeling this. But it's beef.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone's got to get this shit off. You don't want to hear that. Where do you want to go?
Griezmann finally signed on the dotted line.
Yes, he did. Oh man,
That just broke.
What a 24-month period, or like 12.
Yeah.
You know, you just kind of snub them, and then you feel that you could be the king. And I got a lot to say about this, and it starts tomorrow, by the way. That's just a little hint, or today when you're listening to this. And I'm gonna get my own twist on it.
All right.
But we got to talk about it first because we're doing the podcast first.
Go ahead. No, I'll let you. Before you go on your. Sorry. Before you go on your.
How do you know it's gonna be a little tangent or a little rant?
It always is, and I just sit back here and listen. But before you do, is this the end of Coutinho?
Well, the rumor is that his agent wants him to stay and that he's staying. I saw that. And
Yeah,
then now the papers are saying he's going back to Liverpool, and the papers are saying Manchester United are coming in.
I don't give a damn about the agents or the papers.
You want to know how I feel?
Yeah. The question was to you.
I mean, he had a really rough year, and he really had a difficult time adapting. He's not the first person to struggle to adapt at Barcelona, and it's not a surprise.
No.
I've always stayed consistent on how I feel about him, and he's always consistently proven me right. So do I think he'll improve? I don't think so. Do I think it's something that he has to work on? Yes. I also feel like it's a difficult environment to adjust in if you haven't been brought up in a certain manner either or worked with a coach so tactically astute, and I don't think he has. Klopp, Brendan Rodgers, whoever else was there during his time at Liverpool, his inter days, he was very young, and he's been in results, he suffered from that, and his Copa America performances don't give me any reason why he should feature in that midfield, because now you look at the midfield and you have Rakitic, who looks like he's going to stay. You have Busquets, who's still aging but still a better option. You have Artur. I don't know if Arturo Vidal is going to still be there, but he's still there for the time being.
You have De Jong.
And you have De Jong. Yeah, I didn't forget about the little youngster.
Okay.
And yeah, I would choose all of those guys over him. And then you go up front and you have Dembele for now, who I would choose over him. You have Suarez, who even though he's aging and who knows what you're going to get out of him next year if he stays, I would still take him over him. You have Messi, and then Griezmann is better than him.
Yep.
So it's up to Coutinho. It's up to how much Barca are willing to sell him for, and if they're willing to take a a bit of a bite because they may not get the money. They will definitely not get the money.
No, that's what I was going to say. They're
Yeah.
not. I don't think they're recovering what they've spent.
No.
So it depends on how much of a hit they wanna take.
But you know what? At the end of the day, I don't even think that really matters. Like they're a club that's clearly shown what they want, and if Coutinho's not part of those plans, and that could help them out financially, and you do it. I hate this whole like, oh well, we gotta recoup whatever we got back. Hey man, it's a business. Sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you hit it out of the park. Sometimes you make mistakes.
Yep.
This
was a mistake.
Frankly, was a mistake because he wasn't ready to play at that level. He wasn't even Liverpool's best player, and they forced a move that at the time I could understand why they took the gamble based on what they had the season before, and they clearly weren't good enough. But now they, like I said last week, with what Juve's done, with what Real Madrid has done, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, it's time to go.
Yep.
And I don't think that he is in their best 11. I don't know if he's good enough to be in their best. Well, I would like to hope that he's good enough to be in their best 18.
Oh no, of course, for that
But
for sure.
but I don't know if he's willing to be a great professional and consistently come off the bench.
Do you still? And we talked about this. Do you still see Barca in for Neymar now, or are they?
They have to.
Are they out of the transfer market?
No, if I'm them, I'm going for it. There's no playing around. Well, before look. First, I want to end off on Coutinho on a note that I feel like a lot of people don't understand where I'm coming from with him, and it's just that put him in the midfield and he doesn't really offer you much. I don't think he creates. He could score, but a lot of his goals are, though, like I said, highlight reel, YouTube. He's a YouTube player. And he doesn't fit in the system the way they need him to. And then up front, he doesn't give you what you need from him. So it's like, why are you there? And it's like, instead of ruining your name, because I feel like when you go to big clubs, like all these players want to play for a big club. But at the end of the day, your brand is also key too.
Right.
And every passing week, he's ruining his brand. Whereas if he were to move, I guess, back to the Premier League where he could help rebuild that, it doesn't have to be Liverpool. I always said that United would be good. I think any club that he could go to in England that's within that top 6 would be good for him, because I think he would be a star there based on the nature of the league, barring obviously Manchester City.
Right.
I think that obviously if Liverpool wanted him back, he would go and he could fit into that system, but I don't think they need him.
I don't think so either.
Well, actually, they could use him, and they could use him.
Yeah,
but they don't need to go back.
No, no.
So that's where I stand on that.
Okay,
and then
go finish your
Neymar?
thought. No, well, I with Neymar, I'm in the same boat as you. Neymar doesn't want to be at PSG, and I think he's made that painfully clear.
Oh, they would go make him so. Rabiot didn't want to be there either.
No,
Don't matter.
But those are two different players. But the thing is, and we've said this, PSG don't have to sell him. Yeah. And if they do sell him, they're going to sell him and make a profit off of him. And I'll tell you that right now.
Or they're going to let him go for free. PSG, out of all,
they're going to let Neymar go for free.
How long is that contract?
I think he's got another 1 or 2 years left on his contract.
They'll let that contract run down.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, they'll sit him on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, if you're saying to me they're going to let him go for free, I thought you meant now they're going to. No.
When contract's done. And then he does what he wants.
Yeah.
I don't think PSG has ever sold any of the high-profile players that they've purchased, regardless of whether they want to leave or not. Didn't Ibra go on a free?
Yes.
Yeah. So there ain't no walking out of there unless the team that wants you pays that money.
Right, but
Barca are gonna have to pay.
Ibra left in a different stage of his career.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like if circumstances were different and he was at the peak of his career, he would probably still have to go on a free.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how they kind of do their business.
It's like Mbappe. You think he's leaving?
Yeah, no. They don't get pushed around in that sense.
No.
Like if you are going to get Neymar, you are going to have to pay the top dollar to get him.
Yeah. And you know what? If and I don't think it'll ever come to this, but I would gain more respect for PSG if let's say Neymar had 2 years left on his contract and they sat him for 2 years. It would hurt them.
Yeah, it would hurt the game.
Right. But it would be big kudos to a club like that to say we're not getting pushed around by a player. And I would like to see, and it won't happen.
Or Barca, just like Atletico did.
You're right. But I would like to see more clubs do that. And we'll get to the other club, and you talked about brand, and this person is all about brand and stuff like that. But I would like to see United do the same thing with Pogba. I don't like how modern day footballers can hold the clubs at ransom. That's a thing that really bothers me to no end. Listen, see out your contract. Your contract is X amount of years. See it out. Don't push your way out.
But has that ever been the case?
Where what?
Where players actually like obliged by their contract and like saw it out? There's always something that happens. There's always like what happens is that eventually becomes a soap opera behind the scenes and arguments and disagreements, and then the manager's finally fed up and it's like, no, let him go. I could see that being the route for Neymar too. He's definitely not one to show that he could be an obnoxious little brat.
Oh yeah.
So if that means stirring up stuff behind the scenes,
but that's what I'm.
he'll force his move.
But that's what I'm saying. These are remember those modern day footballers that you hate?
Yeah, I hate the young ones.
Well, these are the young ones.
Neymar kind of grown, but I know.
No, he's not.
I know what you mean.
No, you're not.
Oh no, but to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
But like, think of some players in the past. Like, Beckham had a falling out with Sir Alex, but he didn't force. He didn't say, "I'm not playing for Manchester United anymore."
Yeah.
Giggs. Think of just the class. The Zidanes, the when Zidane left Juve, he didn't say, I want to get out of here. He had those guys.
Well, boy, were they happy for him to leave.
Oh, well, that's another story. But what I'm saying.
No. Different times. Like I said, the coddling, the money that's being made now. There's so much. The player now is bigger than the club.
Yes.
For most of it, as much as people don't want to say that, the player is necessarily bigger than the club. So if the player wants to go, the player's going to go. It's tough. I feel like they're both at fault, and I feel in this situation like Neymar knew what he was getting himself into, but PSG had to look at themselves and be like, okay, well, we know what we're getting ourselves into too. They had to. There's no way that those owners could look at me and tell me that they thought that Neymar was going to stay there for the entirety of his contract, or let alone his entire career.
Oh, you would be silly to think
it was a nice money grab for them.
Correct.
So if they are as wise as I think they are, they will force Barcelona's hand. And in any way, PSG don't really lose. And this is why they don't lose, because if they force the hand and Barcelona pay, then they get the money,
right?
And if they don't pay, then they still keep Neymar. Whatever happens after that is totally the risk that they're taking by doing that. Uh-huh. But it ensures that Barcelona don't really gain that upper hand on them in terms of the Champions League.
Right.
Barring that Neymar is fit in February. Big
right.
if.
Right.
So
and we've said this before. PSG do not need Neymar to win the league or the cup or anything in France.
We'll see. That team is kind of they're getting to a point where you may have to have that conversation in like a year or two.
Yeah,
but I know.
But not this year, right? So
you just wait.
young Olympique Lyonnais starts.
You just wait till Fab and the Monaco boys get back to gear.
Yeah. I there's a number of little transfer stories that it would be interesting to see what they could do before the transfer window closes. The thing is, and we talked about this a little bit, but the English transfer window closes in 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay, but finish you. I know you want to go back to.
There's a lot about that Barca thing that is really important here, and one of it is yes, they need to get Neymar. They need to. I don't think they could go another season with Messi carrying majority of the load, and then Suarez, who looks like he's passed it for a 38 game season, and just Griezmann. I don't think they could do that. And the reason why they need Neymar is because they need. The only way it works is if Dembele shows that he could stay fit for an entire season, which is another big if.
Right.
So they would be going into the season with a lot of uncertainty, with Suarez's fitness and his ability to play at that level, with Messi a year older, with Griezmann settling, and like I said, not easy to sell into that system, even though he is one of the better players in the world. Mm-hmm. It's not as easy as, throwing him in the lineup on FIFA.
Nope.
It's not that easy.
Nope.
And I also think there are tactical issues with Griezmann and Messi in the same lineup, but I will get into that at some point. And I think that could be interesting as to how they line up. But they need Neymar. There's no question about it. They need him because we've seen this progression where the last 2 years you can make the case that Barcelona possibly could have won the Champions League. But the reason why they didn't win the Champions League is because when push came to shove and when they were winning those league titles, a lot of it was engineered by one guy.
Yep.
And as hard as it is to believe in the Champions League, although you need a lot of luck and the draw has to go your way, you need a competent midfield. Yes, Barcelona did have that more so this season, but when you solely have Messi, and especially Messi at this stage of his career, you do need other routes and alternatives to goal. And with Dembele out for large spells of last season, they didn't have that.
That's right.
With Griezmann, you could get that. Yes. With Neymar, it definitely helps because now you have two guys that need that extra attention, and you can't solely give Messi all of that attention. And if you do give Messi all of that attention, he is probably the best passer in the world, and he'll find those two other guys. Yep. And if you don't give Messi all that attention, give it to the other two guys, then there's more space for Messi to do what Messi does.
And then he'll hurt you.
And that has, and it's funny that we ignore that. And I always say that, and I repeat it week after week, that when he's been at his best, there have always been two guys in front of him. And that's not a knock on him, but that's just kind of how the game works. And if I use it to Ronaldo's aspect on the flip side, is that he always had enough creators around him where you can't leave those creators alone. Mm-hmm. If you leave those creators alone, they'll create for someone else.
Correct.
But then when you have to go after them at some point, that frees up space for him to be in the box to do what he does and get his matchups and for him to find his matchups. Barcelona, with what Juventus has done, which, like I said, there's a lot of ifs about them too. Mm-hmm. And you could say the same thing about Real Madrid. There are a lot of ifs about them. But what they've done on paper is kind of leveled up the playing field and showed that, look, like, you got to do something. And that's how they're responding to this. So I understand why they're trying to get Neymar. And I feel like Neymar and Griezmann, as much as Barcelona need them, those two guys need Barcelona. And I think they know that. And that's the greatest thing about this, is that because Messi and Ronaldo have been so great, you look at the other players that were supposed to be the next guys, the Eden Hazards who moved to Real Madrid. Mm-hmm. No, Juve can't afford the other guys. That could be those guys. But you look at Hazard, you look at Griezmann, where it was supposed to be his time. You look at Neymar, where he was supposed to leave and be that guy. Mm-hmm. You look at Paul Pogba, who's trying to engineer a move because he's supposed to be that guy. But realize that they are not at the level of those two. And as long as those two are around, they can't be the main guys alone and get the job done. Yep. So if you can't beat them, you join them. And Hazard joined a big club because although he's the best player in the Premier League, it ain't working for him. And Pogba wants to do the same thing because although he could be whatever people think he can be, he knows he can't do it with those scrubs. Yep. Neymar found it out, even though he decides to take off the final third of the season. And Griezmann learned the hard way last season. Yep. So that is why, as much as Barcelona need them, they need Barcelona. And they understand that they are positioning themselves, if they make the move, in a position to be favorites to win La Liga. Mm-hmm. Because if it's Griezmann, Neymar, Messi, potentially Suarez, Dembele, that midfield, they are the best. They're the team to beat in La Liga.
Agreed.
And if those two join Messi at Barcelona, they are undoubtedly the favorite to win the Champions League. And that's just how they are the favorite. Mm-hmm. You can't have those two, that midfield. I don't care about who's in the back. No. Because it don't really matter. No. It don't really matter. They're the favorites to win the Champions League. So that is how I feel. And the Griezmann move is so interesting because, like I said last week, now it's time. Show me what you are. But has Griezmann ever really showed you anything, barring that 2016 Euro run?
No. No.
Because I'm really trying to find like a Griezmann moment or a patch longer than perhaps 4 to 6 weeks where Antoine Griezmann has showed us that he's that guy. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with not being that guy.
No.
There's nothing, like, I feel like sometimes we do put a lot of emphasis on not being able to deliver. And I only do that because the hype around you and the fact that there's a sense of arrogance to him. The dances, the brand,
right.
the documentary, like, know who you are. And I feel like this move is kind of like, oh, well, it's coming down to earth, realizing that I can't do it myself. And he should know that.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
No, but there's nothing wrong with that. But it's been displayed to us.
Right.
At France, where Mbappe took over that throne.
Yeah.
At Atletico, where partially the coaching, but even himself in games where they're playing inferior opposition, he can't take them over.
Right.
So I look at all that, and it's like now you're in a position where you're playing at the best club you ever played for.
Yes.
Now, if there was ever a time, especially with Messi fizzling out, if there's ever a time for you to fit in, for you to deliver on a big stage, on a week-to-week basis where all the eyes are going to be on you, because if it don't work out in those first 6 months, you're going to get the Coutinho treatment.
Oh, yeah.
So if there was ever a time for you to do that, it's now.
Yeah, but you know what? For some reason, I feel he will have a better year than Eden will at Madrid.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah.
Any reason why? Dive in.
I think even though Eden may be surrounded by some great talent at Madrid, I think that first year of transitioning from the Premier League to La Liga, I think it's going to take Eden a little bit of time to get himself acclimatized to the Spanish league.
Oh, we don't have time.
That's his problem. And if you want to talk about Griezmann getting the Coutinho treatment, don't think those Madrid fans are going to give Eden a long time to acclimatize himself either. If he's not playing up to what they believe is the standard of play that they expect from him, he's going to get the whistles. He's going to get the jeers. Where I think Griezmann has a little bit more of an opportunity is that he's already accustomed to the league, and he will seamlessly fit into Barcelona a little bit easier than Madrid, than Hazard is going to be at Madrid. Granted, Hazard's been training with Madrid for a while now. They're actually, I didn't even know this, but did you know that Madrid is in Montreal?
Yeah.
So they're doing some training in Montreal. Hazard is there. He's been with the squad for a while now. Kudos to him that he has been with the squad, because I'm sure on the back of his mind, he wants to hit the ground running with Madrid as well. So it will be interesting to see how those two make out this year. But I just think that Griezmann will just edge out Hazard at the end of the season in terms of productivity on field. How they do in terms of cups and whatnot,
that's not in his hat. Well, you could make the case that it is, but that's a bold statement.
Yeah,
I remember this.
Yeah,
I totally think otherwise.
Yeah, I know you do.
I will definitely take the better player in an environment where, yes, it's as hostile, but I think under Zidane, that's the one thing where I trust Zidane in that sense. This is a bad question to ask, but who's Barca's coach this season?
Same coach.
It's still Valverde's still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. I just have to make sure.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was going to leave.
We all thought he was going to leave, but he's still there.
Good for him. We'll see how long that lasts. Yeah, man, I take the better player, and I feel like, I don't know, every player that's kind of has made the switch over, that's been the best player, has done fine. So I'm gonna go with history, and I think the only thing that could kill Hazard is how we judge him, because I think that's always been, and that's his fault. But I think that how we judge him will determine what people think. Because if we're just judging him solely on goals, like I said, until he hits 20, I'm never going to believe that he's going to score 20.
Right.
But I also think that around better players, what he does offer on the field definitely outweighs whatever Griezmann showed me. So that's why I said Griezmann has to show me a lot more.
Okay.
But I also think that will lead to more productivity as a whole for Real Madrid opposed to the bums that he was playing with in West London last season.
Oh, that's for sure. I'm not going to argue with you there.
So I can understand your point on the whole league factor, but that guy has to show me that he could do it, not Hazard. We know what Eden could do, and
right.
We know what he is, and we know what his limitations are.
Correct.
Perhaps at Madrid, maybe under Zidane, because Zidane did kind of shift the Ronaldo thing. Well, Ronaldo was great, but he did kind of shift it to a different level.
Yeah,
and helped him in a transitional period. Perhaps, and I don't give Zidane enough credit, but perhaps he could do that with Eden. I'm not saying he's going to. Perhaps he can. We'll learn real quick.
Yep.
Griezmann now not playing in a counter-attacking system because he's been forced to do that for France and for Atletico.
Yep.
Now has an opportunity to play in a free-flowing system. So, like I said, it's the eyes are on him. The eyes are on Hazard.
Yes,
I think the eyes are on them equally. So I can't even say that, but it is more on him to deliver because he hasn't really done it at that level or consistently where Eden has. Like anyone who's watched the Premier League could clearly tell you what he's all about, but we don't really know what Griezmann is all about. I know we know his playing style. I know we know his celebrations.
Yes.
But I think that's all about it.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out about them both. To be honest,
we don't know what he's made out of, what he's built. Well, how much he could take. Can he be that guy on that stage? And at this point, if you're going to that club, and given their past, what's the word I'm looking for? Failures. There we go. The past failures in Europe specifically. Hey man, they brought you there for a reason. He knows that. Everyone knows why he's brought in. And the same thing's going to apply to Neymar, but Neymar's done it.
Yep.
So that's why the pressure will be lesser on him because he's done it with them already. And they haven't won since he left. So we'll see. But that's kind of how I look at that whole transfer situation as a whole, is that because of what Real and Juve did, they had to go out and get Griezmann. And it helped that what happened to Atletico last season made him realize that he made a mistake. And now he's here. So hopefully he stays healthy. And hopefully he proves to me that he is that guy. And proves to us. Because I know he's got a little gang out there that likes to celebrate because he scores penalties and, gets little tap-ins and doesn't control games or dominate games or affect them the way that he should. But now he can't hide behind Atletico Madrid because not a lot of people do watch Atletico Madrid on a weekly basis.
But a lot of people are going to watch Barca.
They'll check live score or they'll check their little score app or whatever mobile device they have that shows them the score, and they'll see that Griezmann scored. Oh, another Griezmann goal. But they don't watch the full performances. But you can't hide at the Camp Nou.
Nope.
There are too many seats over there.
Nope.
So
what's next?
I don't know. Your team, your Juve said they're...
We'll wait till that news drops.
No. Why do we got to wait? Is it okay, hold on. Is anyone going to hijack the deal?
No.
Are you just waiting because we may not have content next week?
Yeah.
Because I have a lot to say about him. And it's more of a Q&A. Because I just want to hear.
Okay.
And you don't know what? That's when our good friend may come by, because he's also a Juve friend.
Okay.
He's also a Juve fan.
Okay.
And he said that he wants to come on the podcast when the lid is announced.
That's what I'm saying. So let's wait.
Because I want to be surrounded by the entire fan base.
Okay.
To know exactly what they expect. I want to know why there's excitement behind it.
Okay.
I want to know what this means for the club.
Okay.
Does it shift the balance? I got a lot of questions.
Okay. So we'll wait.
And a lot of my answers are going to be different than all of yours with optimism.
The announcement.
What's taking so long? I thought you guys were like proactive here.
No, we're not proactive. We're just trying to get the money.
Yeah. And that's another thing.
Yeah.
How much is it supposed to be?
75.
Where the hell? Since when? Where's the 75 million coming from?
Why do you ask so many questions?
Because I want to know.
I don't know where the money's coming from. You want me to call Pavel Nedved and ask him?
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, by next week, I'll have your answer.
Jeez.
Those poor workers at Fiat, they're not getting paid.
It's ridiculous. Because
for the Fiat workers?
No. I want to, because we're investigating all these clubs.
Yeah.
That are known to be the perennial big spenders, and we don't know where the money's coming from.
Okay.
And now it's time to really find out where you guys get this money from. I really want to know.
Then
because they can't buy anyone else.
Give me the InnerViews transfer budget and travel budget, and I will go.
No, because they can give you the answers, and if they give you the answer, you're not going to be allowed to tell me. Well, if you want to live to see another day. So
yeah.
But I just really want to know where this club, who can only buy players that are slowly approaching the end of their twilight career because they couldn't win anything, join Juve on a free transfer. Yeah. I don't know how much they're getting paid weekly, but it can't be more than wherever they were getting anywhere else.
Correct.
And they decide to join there because of the history of the club and the illustrious. No, cut the bullshit. That is not why.
Why?
And I also want to know,
why can't that be it? Because you give me that bullshit when it comes to Man United.
Yeah, because...
Yeah, what?
Because of why?
No, don't give me... No.
Because and there's money involved.
Well, there's money involved here, too.
No, not enough. These players are liars. They're not that loyal. You know they're not loyal. Okay, there's something behind this that you don't want to admit, but there's something going on. I don't know how the hell they're gonna find $75 million for that young kid. I don't know where the hell they found the Ronaldo money.
It's none of your business.
It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. If they don't win the Champions League this year, I'm killing them again.
Well, I assumed you would anyway.
Yes.
They're not the favorites.
Not yet.
No, what do you mean not yet?
Oh, because I want to hear what you say about the Lip before I dub them the favorites.
No, you're not dubbing them anything. You've already dubbed.
If they get Griezmann and Neymar, they got one of the two.
No, you did not say both of them.
Yeah, they have to get both.
Okay.
Yeah, they do have to get both.
Okay.
I said that. Re-listen to the podcast. We'll stop it right now. Replay it.
I heard one. That's fine.
Okay.
So they need both.
Based on how I feel about Grizz.
Okay, they need both.
Yes.
Okay. So once the Lit breaks, which is supposed to be announced on Thursday of this week.
It's pathetic. I'm getting sick. I'm sick to my stomach. You guys it's disgusting.
Listen, they're just taking their time.
I don't know why. I
they
really don't
make sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed.
Anyhow, man,
they're doing their due diligence, like a good club would.
Anyhow, Paul Pogba's staying, man. I don't care about Juventus right now. Y'all don't want to talk about it.
Okay,
well, we'll save it for next week. They better get that shit done by next week.
Otherwise,
or others we're talking about it.
Oh, okay.
Or we're gonna discuss how Delit is not going there.
Okay, fair enough.
What's the holdup? What's Mino saying? And then Mino's other client,
there he is.
Paul, is apparently staying.
Well, not if he could help it.
So you're happy with what they're doing, United?
Yeah, I told you.
This is the opposite. This is the opposite of the other two clubs.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm not. It's not going to work out for United. I'm going to tell you that now. But am I happy with what they're doing? Yes, because I'm glad that a club is going to not get bullied.
You're not just going to build the fan base's saying of we're a big club. No one bullies Manchester United.
Yeah, well, then they're crap on the field, but that's fine. That's another story. Listen, if they lose Pogba now
after losing Ander Herrera,
yeah, if they lose Pogba and they could lose Romelu as well.
We ever gonna talk about how bad that Ander Herrera signing was?
No, I just am glad he's gone.
Okay, fine. He's trash.
But if they lose both those players, and the transfer window for the EPL does close in 2 weeks, what does that United squad look like?
Well, that's one of the reasons why they don't want to sell him.
I know, but like what I'm saying is, and we've said this for the last number of weeks, they haven't done anything in the transfer market, and time is slowly winding down here. If Inter come in with 70 million for Lukaku, are you really going to turn down? You're going to turn that down not because you wouldn't want to take it, but you're now afraid of not bringing anybody in.
I think, and I think this is wrong, but I think that if one of the two are going to go, it's Lukaku. Especially if Icardi leaves, who we'll get to in a bit. But I also think that they feel more comfortable letting Lukaku go if like they really have to.
Okay.
Because they're going to just base it around Martial and Rashford. Whether that's right or wrong is not the discussion we're having here.
No, I wasn't going to go there. But okay.
But I think that is the reason why he's more likely to go, because we don't expect... We definitely don't. If Juve were ever to pull that $170 million out of their pockets, then we are going to have to have a real discussion and shut down the entire podcast and just talk about them for 2 hours.
Okay, that's fine.
But I don't think Real Madrid's going to meet them there. And I don't... And wasn't the rumor that Real Madrid was going to throw in a player, or is that just paper talk?
Oh,
If Real Madrid really want to, and they want to throw in a player, and United say no.
But does it matter who that player is?
Well, realistically...
Like
hypothetically,
is it Gareth?
Hypothetically speaking, we're thinking it's Gareth or Isco,
right?
Which I think neither of them really help. The only way Gareth helps is if Gareth is healthy,
right,
for the entire season. Because if Gareth is healthy for the entire season, he's better than Thing. Even at this point in his career, at this moment,
better than who?
Than Lukaku.
But are we saying? But you're telling me Pogba's going?
Oh no! Well, yeah. Oh yeah. Well, he's better than Pogba.
Okay.
But then that.
But then what's that midfield look like?
Exactly. But regardless, who the hell are they going to buy? Who are they going to buy to play in that role?
But so here's the other thing. Let's say
let's before you get to your point,
okay.
Let's say Real Madrid were stupid enough and have the $170 million.
Okay.
Number one, what are they going to do with that?
Okay.
And number two, even if like who are they going to who fills the void? Not who can they attract at this moment.
But I've read so many United fans saying, "Oh, players are would they want to come to United? They're overvalued." People ask, Harry Maguire for $80 million is the perfect example. Okay,
look, if they keep all their players and they buy Wan-Bissaka for 50. No name Daniel James excuse my ignorance, but like he's not a great player, not a player that's going to put you in the top 4. Sorry.
Correct.
And if they get Harry Maguire for $80 million, I feel no ways for them.
Right.
That is that it would be over because that's 50, that's 80, that's 130, and they bought little Daniel James for like somewhere around 20.
Correct.
15 to 20.
Yes.
So you're looking at $150 million on those 3 players, and you want to tell me that you're a legitimate club.
That's what I'm
trying to vie for the top 4.
That's what I'm getting to.
That's a big problem. And I keep getting to the point that this is not the 90s, man. It's not the 90s. I think the biggest problem with Manchester United's fan base is the nostalgia feeling behind the club. Yep.
But I've been trying to say that to you and Fabs.
No. You hating on their marketing. And their brand. Hey, if I was if any competent person was running that club, they would attract players. I blame a lot of it on Ed.
Okay. You can blame it on
just like people are going. Just like we had that conversation about people going to Juve for free and taking like a quarter of what they should be making.
Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. That whole thing of going to Juventus because it's Juventus, I don't buy that. I don't buy that nonsense. And the same way that I'm trying to tell you, players don't go to United because it's Manchester United. These are a new set of players. Okay, all that love for United and the history and all that bullshit. Don't let people sell you on that because they don't give a damn where they're playing. Okay. They don't give a damn that this is Juventus.
That's Ed's fault. You see what a few poor transfer windows could do, because that's a relatively new thing. If you're gonna bark that's a relatively new thing.
Correct.
And that is you could say that's post Mourinho.
I would actually say it even goes a little bit further back.
That's post Mourinho. If Ed didn't let's be real. If Ed didn't handicap Jose would have got the players that he wanted.
Sure. Yeah, I won't argue with that one.
They've spent their money poorly.
Yes.
The money is there, and they could have got frankly, barring the elite of the elite, and United has never been the ones to buy the elite of the elite, they've kind of developed the elite, or they've had the elite there. They've had players that had the potential to be elite players, go there and then develop them there, but they should be able to buy whoever the hell that they want. And that also applied to them during the Mourinho phase.
Correct.
But now with the whole Solskjaer thing and everything that happened with Mourinho after that, and like I said, Ed does deserve a lot of blame for this. And whoever else is running the shit up there, that is why they are where they are. And I still think that the problem, the only disadvantage that they have right now is that so many teams have holes that they need to fix. And because where United were what they are with the people running this club, the way they are running it, and the manager that they have in there, that is why they're not getting who they're getting.
If United finish the transfer window with this squad, they will be in another year where they're fighting to get into the top, that fourth place spot.
But that's already the case right now. We don't got much time left, and I don't know. I don't think they're able to pull off any major signings that can make us be like, oh, well, that player comes in, so that really elevates them to another level.
That's what I'm saying.
But that is,
but they could do the opposite. They could lose a player for me to say I can't see them finishing in the top four.
I don't think we could. Look, this is the reason why we are never going to have that conversation until we see some games. I still think we won't have that conversation, is because Chelsea are handicapped in whatever position they're in, and because Arsenal haven't done a goddamn thing either. So they are very lucky. They will always be, and I don't see any team behind them making that big jump just based off quality and just the way things work. I don't know. I don't have faith in Leicester. I don't have faith in Wolves. I don't have faith in Everton. I don't have faith in anyone that finished behind them to make that leap.
Jump?
Yeah. Over those three teams. So that's why I stand where I stand. So I blame the owners for all that stuff, but I also blame the fans for the expectation, the nostalgia, the fact that I don't know if they're rioting over there. I don't know if they're protesting. I know that the United fans don't like Woodward.
Right.
But I don't know if they're doing enough. They have a big fan base.
Yep.
A huge one. And they can make their voice heard and force the ownership to attempt to do something. Because I haven't heard a peep.
No. To be honest, neither have I.
About United doing anything significant in this market to help. So are they trusting in Ollie, and are they trusting in the players that they have to develop and take it up another notch? I've seen them throw out contracts to every goddamn person that doesn't deserve one. Mm-hmm. But this is where I blame it. And I go back to the point before we switched off into whatever we're talking about. The nostalgia factor is so big. The fact that Ferguson comes to every goddamn game. The fact that he is still in, and not for the history behind it or looking back. He is physically there.
Yep.
I think that's a big problem. Why are you there, old man? Why can't you stay at home and watch the games? Why can't you support from afar? Why do you have to be there week in and week out? You are not coaching, and if health reasons said that you couldn't coach and be out there every single week, you don't have to be there every single week. Get your little lackeys to do the job, and you just show up for the game because that's what you're doing now.
Yep.
Why are you there? And then I look back to the fans and looking back at the fact that the young kids and putting faith in the youth. Look, we've said it week in, week out. Marcus should not be getting paid $300,000 a week. Nope. And please show me something this year, or else we're going to kill you even more. Anthony Martial is not who they thought they spent all that money on. Jesse May, and I like Jesse. Jesse is not going to be the player that people thought perhaps he could be. The verdict is still out on Paul. I don't have faith in Pereira or McTominay, or Matic is done. Yep. The center backs, we know what the center backs are about. Wan-Bissaka, boy, I hope that he could, but that's not, your right back is not going to save you.
No.
Or your left, wherever he's played, left back. Your fullbacks are not going to save you.
Nope.
De Gea is not going to save you.
Nope.
So there has, I could never expect, and more than the name, to see a club just fall off the map based, and it's weird because all three of those clubs are run in such contrasting manners, but it all comes down to the same bloody point.
Yep.
From the fan base to the owners to the players.
I haven't disagreed with you in anything you've said.
I really wish you did.
No, because
because I know there's someone out there that's going to listen to this and disagree.
Good. Well, then have them comment below.
And I want to know why. And I understand your point. And but the reason why I argue the point that they can't attract players, because I think there are a lot of people there not doing their job properly.
Like I said, and we've said this, when I look at that team and I look at what they have right now and how much time is left to improve that team, they are running dangerously out of time.
There's no time. There's no time.
Well, theoretically, you got 2.5 weeks left. 2 weeks before the transfer window closes.
That's why they cannot. That's why they're hitting us with, well, Paul should be captain. Paul can't be no captain.
No.
Paul cannot be the captain of any side trying to aspire for anything realistic.
No.
Or any silverware. Paul cannot be the captain. We have to stop this with Paul. It's coming to a point where it's unfair to him. And you know how I feel about Paul as a player. Paul as a person looks like a very nice guy. Scooped himself a nice little baddie. Probably have some cute kids.
They have one.
Oh, they have one. Phenomenal entertainer on the gram. But when it comes...
And a great marketer.
Great marketer. And you know what? A talented player that is just... who's left the wrong environment. And I also think that's because of his manager. I mean, because of his agent.
Oh, okay.
And, because I feel like if there's anyone that should have stayed at Juve, it's probably him.
Yeah.
No, we don't need to get into that.
Yeah.
But it's come to a point where, look, we know what Paul is. And anyone who's trying to kid themselves that Paul is going to be some elite Ballon d'Or back-to-back winner, or he still has that in his powers, look, man, I can't see it. I don't see it. He hasn't shown it. So for me, it's kind of like, show me what you can do, and if you don't show it to me over a large sample size, then you can't do it.
Yep.
And you could argue that. I don't care if you could argue. That's just how I see it. It's the eye test. Paul cannot be your captain. You want to build around... You can't tell me that Paul could be your... You want him to be your captain, and then you want to build around him, and you're going to buy Wan-Bissaka, and then you're going to buy Harry Maguire. The money is there. The $80 million is there. So there is something wrong with this. It's not that they can't attract players. There's the guys that are supposed to do the attracting. They're not doing the right things. Mm-hmm. It's the guys that are throwing out the contracts of these young players. They should have let Martial go and took whatever money they could have got.
Right.
But then it's kind of like, well, shit, maybe they shouldn't have, because who knows, they would have got a player, brought in another player.
But that's my point.
So there's just so many factors that come into the whole Manchester United puzzle that we're going to break down on a week-to-week basis and possibly have these same conversations on a week-to-week basis. But someone has to have it, because I'm watching all these soccer channels and all these soccer things, and no one's saying a goddamn word. All they're saying is, well, who would be the perfect signing for Manchester United?
Yeah, Messi.
I saw Lamina.
Yeah.
I've seen all this stuff. Like, no, talk about what mattered and what is the root of this problem. Any Manchester United fans who feel like they know deeper, feel free to educate us. We watch enough stuff, and we're not really in Manchester to know the real deep down, the deeper issues. If there are ones, we're telling you what we know and what we're seeing, and that's basically what it is. Nostalgia is huge, and it's killing you. Mm-hmm. It killed Arsenal for a lot of years.
Yep.
And it got to the point where they eventually got rid of Wenger, but now it's too late.
Yep.
It's too late. It's too late. And they're another club who I haven't heard a peep.
Nope. But we've talked.
We're not talking about that.
No.
But like I said, remember I said the whole weekly thing?
Yeah.
Hey, what did Arsenal do this week?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. What did United do this week?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing. Hey, how is Chelsea having a better week than you, and they can't sign players?
Yeah.
by giving Mason Mount.
Yeah.
I've never seen Mason Mount play a goddamn day in my life.
Yeah.
I hope I don't see it. Yeah. Well, I feel like we're gonna have to see it this season.
We are.
And the whole Hudson-Odoi thing, by keeping their firm ground and ensuring that Bayern don't overflex their muscles on them and snag them.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at Chelsea.
And Christian's on his way.
Oh yeah. All it took was a transfer ban for them to, possibly do some good. Give us the youth and the attractive football that we've been. They're crazy if they think Frank gonna play some attractive football.
Oh no, he's
They'll
not.
be sitting on the edge of their box and trying to hit on the counter so fast.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He'll get taught that after week 1.
Oh man. Well, Frank.
He'll try to play that attractive football week 1, get beat down, and say, okay,
Yeah.
reset this.
Yeah. Let's go back to the basics.
Yeah.
But that's what I feel about United. Pogba, if you think he's gonna stay. Do you think Madrid are gonna push the button?
No, I think it's more the other thing we were talking about. He may want to go. United is not going to let him go because they're not going to be able to bring anybody in return. It's not about whether if Madrid gives them 170, United is in the spot of we can't take it because there's nobody who's going to come in to replace him. And we're going to lose Pogba. We're going to lose, like we said, a talented player who we're not going to be able to replace.
So it's better to keep a player that's unhappy? Do you think he's that Do you think he's as professional as the players in the past that will just suck it up?
No, absolutely not. He's going to sulk.
Yeah.
We saw that last year. He's going to sulk until January.
Yeah.
And then they're going to lose him in January.
For less money.
Correct. But the problem is that they're hoping that in the month of January, they could bring somebody in, which we know what the January transfer window is all about. But I know he wants to go. I know he's going to try to force a move out of there. But if I'm United, I'm telling him he is going nowhere.
Well, I will counter a point that if Zidane's not going to use Isco in that midfield, I do think that a midfield right now of Paul, Tony, and Casemiro does make them better. Because I know Luka is obviously the guaranteed starter on paper, but Luka's getting old. And he had a really rough season last year. He really struggled. So if they're
but I don't think it's a waste of time to talk about Paul at Madrid.
I'm not talking about it. I'm just saying that.
Oh, in theory, yes.
I'm just saying that's a move that they're gonna have to think about in terms of the money factor and if they want to make that gamble. Because I don't think the gamble is that bad if Zidane's gonna get Paul on his side, and I think from what we've seen, Zidane, for as much as I question him tactically, he's able to get the best out of players. In that 3-year window, we've seen that.
If you think Paul's gonna bully Zidane, you're in a.
But that's my point. So I'm looking at it from the Madrid factor that perhaps they have to kind of do what Barca did, or what Barca may do at Neymar.
No, but the problem is that PSG may be willing to listen. I don't think United are going to listen. That's why I'm saying it's a waste of time to talk about Paul leaving, because United's not going to let him go. And even if they sweeten the pot with an Isco or a Bale.
I'm talking about they pay whatever United's asking for.
No, I honestly, and I'm telling you, because United won't be able to replace him.
We've seen. I'm not going to say that that's going to be a factor there.
So you think United's okay with losing Pogba?
I think that if they get the money that they want, they won't turn it down because they'll never get that money back. You have to, and I look at it from the factor that they're not gaining anything from keeping him, and they're not going to win anything.
But then I'm going to give you the PSG argument. Why United is financially the first or second richest club in the world. Do they really need to sell him? Same thing we just said with PSG and Neymar.
Yes, because it'll hurt their brand.
So then what you said about Neymar earlier doesn't hold.
They're two totally different situations. You just because that situation holds there doesn't mean that it has to hold here. Two totally different situations.
But I don't think United need to sell Pogba financially.
No big club that loses a player of that magnitude really needs to sell. They don't really need to sell. But if you get that money, then you're going to take it because you may not ever get it.
Yeah.
Just like Liverpool didn't really need to sell Coutinho.
No.
But they sold him.
Right.
They're different. And I know the 2-week thing does come into play, but you know, that it's difficult. But I'm just saying that I can't see why they would. And it's Madrid. They're not going to give up. And if that's the agreement that they have, I don't know if there is agreement.
And I don't know if you know the answer to this. I know that the Premier League teams can't buy anybody once the season starts. Can they sell people, or they can't do anything?
I've not.
The reason why I asked this is because
this could drag out.
Right, because all of the other clubs have until the end of August.
Yeah.
So and that was why I was asking, because your point is very valid. Madrid don't give up, but can you imagine that they keep pushing, or if Madrid was smart, then you start turning the heat up once the Premier League transfer window is closed?
We have to look into that.
I'm just saying, from a tactical side of business and stuff like that.
Yeah, we have to look into that.
They want, how much did you say that they want for Pogba?
Roughly like 170.
170. So Madrid is at 100 right now, right?
Yeah.
So let's say once the Premier League transfer window closed, they come in with 150. Now what do you do if you're United? Now you're really handicapped.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
Just to see.
I'm just looking at it from that side, because now if you're Madrid, you really do have an ace up your sleeve. You can wait until that transfer window closes. They cannot pick up anybody, and then you throw the big cash at them, like you said about never getting that offer again. And now what do? Now do you sell Pogba knowing that you can get nobody back? Something to think about. I just thought about that now.
But
it's something that we should look into, because that kind of could tilt the scales.
They have alternatives. It's just that if they don't sell them now, they're not going to get anyone better in January, and it's just going to make the situation worse if it's not already bad enough. And I just don't really see. I don't really see any good it would be to keep him there if they get that money. So, and yeah, it does make the midfield light. But if he's not fully engaged, which he hasn't been for some time, then it also doesn't really tilt it in their favor either. So they have to look at that. They have to look at that from all aspects. And to me, it don't really look like they really care based off who they're signing.
Yep.
So that's kind of how I see it. But we'll let it play out. We'll see what happens. But it's going to be the talking point on a week-to-week basis as the updates keep occurring, and whether based on how each club move about it. So it's something that has to be discussed. And, I think that at this point, the footy/soccer world will be a much better place if Paul does make that move, because I don't think it really changes anything if he stays or if he leaves in January. And they're not even in the Champions League, are they?
Nope.
Yeah. So he could end up going elsewhere.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that there. The other big one is the Icardi situation that's kind of unfolding. We didn't really get into it last week about the Nangolan thing and the Icardi thing. So that's also something that needs to be touched on, but more so Icardi, because we don't know about Nangolan. Conte clearly isn't.
He's said that Icardi is not part of the plans.
Yeah.
So rumors are swirling. 40 million for Icardi. That's what they've set the price at.
Oh man. Well, I guess that's fair.
Napoli's in it. From what I've heard, Napoli, if they don't get James, or maybe even if they do get James,
Juventus,
Roma, but Roma is in it if they put a player in. Might be Dzeko. I haven't heard anything other than
I haven't heard anything outside of of Italy.
Well, his wonderful wife wants to stay in Italy.
Look, man.
So you know what Wanda wants.
For tactical reasons, I really want him to go to Juventus to see how that card is played.
Sure.
That's how I want to see it. I never thought he was worth the 100 million that he was obviously labeled to go for at some point in his career.
Is 40 low?
40 before this season would be low, but based on everything that's happened this season and the way Inter have handled it, which has been poor, then 40, you take what you get.
Right. If I'm not looking at this from a Juventus supporter, and just to look at this from Serie A, I could see him fitting in at Napoli. Or he would be best for the league if he went to Napoli.
Yes.
I think he's wasted at Roma. I think the best thing for the league is if he ends up at Napoli.
The best thing for the league would be if he goes to Napoli, and then if they were to bring in James as well.
Yeah.
Both seem a bit unrealistic at this point because of the Juventus push factor. But yeah, at this point, like my reason for him to go to Juventus is totally selfish. But for the league as a whole, yeah, you don't want him to go there.
That's what I'm saying.
And I don't know how to feel about the kid, to be honest. He's another one that just rubs me the wrong way, but for the wrong reason, but for different reasons, because he's not really in that social media spotlight.
No,
but it's more so because the talent is there, and the talent is there. It's not like one of those.
But I don't think we've ever said that the talent wasn't.
But it's just funny that we talked about Paul,
right?
And it's like this Icardi kind of shows his talent on a different level to me than Paul.
Correct.
Where I know that Icardi, if his head was right, if he put in a bit more effort and possibly, got along with his coaches, then I think that he is the real deal.
He's been, when you look at the Serie A goals, the top goal scorer in the last 2, 3, 4 years, Icardi's name is always in and among the top.
Yeah.
And I think 1 year he actually, or 2 years maybe, he won it.
Yeah. And I think he could do that anywhere.
I agree. So I don't think there's ever an argument on his talent. The problem is what's in between his ears is very little.
Yeah.
If nothing.
His camp, his wife.
Yeah.
Everyone around him, he deserves blame as well.
Yeah.
I just always feel that when I watch him, I always feel like he's not. It's kind of like a Hazard thing, but where Hazard is just, I don't know if it's the joy or
right.
just him being too passive.
Right.
That could be the word. Just a bit too passive. Icardi is just the effort.
Yeah.
It's just the little things that you get from a top striker that separates them from the rest. He is able to do, but just doesn't do them.
Right.
And when he does do it, it's in spurts.
Yes.
It's not
consistent.
It's not consistently, but it's not that he can't do it consistently.
No.
He's just choosing not to.
Yes.
So how do you support someone who has all that talent and whatever. Today I'm gonna score a hat trick.
Yeah.
And then the next day, whatever. I'm just gonna stand in this one spot and chase the balls that I want to chase. And if it doesn't go my way, then I'm not gonna chase it. That is my problem with him. Any club that he goes to in this league, and if he's motivated and focused, they get significantly better. I think. Well, the Juve thing I said is just interesting because I want to know how they're going to work that.
Right.
So I want to see, because that would force Sarri to put Ronaldo on the left, or it would force Sarri to change the system.
Correct.
So either or is interesting to me.
Yeah.
To see how he plays it with all those dominoes in his hands.
Some of those guys would go like I think Mario is on his way out anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, it would be from a tactical point of view. It would be interesting to see. From a league point of view, it wouldn't be because that just makes Juventus that much stronger. And we all know how last year went. It would just be a repeat of that, unfortunately. But like you said, for the league itself, it would be great for him to go to a place like Napoli. Maybe they can, have a fight both in Europe and domestically as well. So we'll just wait to see how those dominoes fall.
But I want to know why Conte doesn't want him either.
He doesn't. He said he doesn't want the attitude in the camp.
That's good. I like that. You let him know. No time for these games, for these little fits, young boy. But
A quick shout out to Nangolan's wife, who's also battling some cancer. So
apologies.
Yeah.
Dan, I thought Dan was giving us something good.
Sorry. But so I think he stays. To be honest, there was rumors about him possibly going to China, but with that situation going on, I think that takes that keeps him there for family and personal reasons.
From a sporting standpoint, I don't want him there. I've seen enough of him too.
Where? At Inter?
Just at any big club.
Right.
I don't want them to build around him. And if he is going to be a cancer in the locker room, or if you can't build around him, I feel like he's one of those short fuses.
Right.
That you can't have around. I can understand why Conte doesn't want to go that route.
Yeah.
I really want this side to be very good. More so for the competitive nature of the league.
Yes.
And I've always felt that they just needed the right manager to bring in to steer them in the right direction. And Antonio was that guy.
I'm gonna give him a year. I'm gonna give him this year as a
pass.
No, not a pass, but as a grace period to kind of see what he's got, because I still don't think this is his team.
No, it's not.
So that's why I'm saying I'm gonna give him. I'm still gonna be harsh when I need to, but there's.
Yeah.
I can say this year is not his team. He's truly judged what happens in the following year.
Well, that's nice of you.
I'm a nice
to
guy.
do that. No, we'll see, man. I really want them to do well. If they could bring in Lukaku, that'd be good for Conte because he's always wanted him. Yep. So we could see what he sees in Lukaku and see if he's able to channel whatever. This is another one that I just never had faith in, and I knew what he was, and he's showing that. But perhaps Conte could get the best out of the big Belgian boss.
What's next on this docket?
No, I'm trying to see if anything else happened in Italy. Inter did sign thing, right? We talked about it. Dude from we talked.
Oh, from Cagliari.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a good.
Forgot his name.
Barata.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, that's a good signing for Inter.
Yeah.
Young guy.
I feel like they need that.
It's not gonna. He's just a solid.
Yeah, well, they need that.
Yeah.
I'm tired of. I don't like their midfield at all.
No,
Vecino and Gagliardini.
No, he'll be a good addition to Inter, and he'll get the chance to play in the Champions League, which is also good for the national team as well. Yeah. So it's a good signing. It's a good signing from their point of view.
That's good, man. And I want to see the little Godin Skriniar center back partnership.
Yeah.
So there's some stuff to look forward to there, and then I don't know what else happened. Milan hasn't really done anything yet.
Nope.
Roma has. I don't really care at the moment. Heard stuff about like Zaniolo or
yes, but nothing
yet. James.
Yeah.
How he may not go to Napoli.
Yeah.
So I think, look, man, I look at James' situation from two perspectives here. Is that the only reason why I could see why he would go to Napoli? I said the Ancelotti factor. And I think that would be great for the league. But I think for his brand, I think if Atletico were calling, like I could see why he would go there. Yeah. But it doesn't bode well with the fact that he played for Real Madrid already.
Okay.
And it also doesn't bode for the fact that if Atletico bother me because they sign these players that have so much promise that play a certain way, but they have the wrong manager there.
Okay.
Could you imagine that Atletico next season play the way that they play, and their front four is Alvaro Morata, Lamar, João Felix, and I don't even know who's playing on the right. Maybe not Angel Correa.
No,
but it's someone else.
Okay.
And it's like all these guys play one way.
Yeah. Yeah.
One way. What do you mean? I named them all. Alvaro Morata, Lamar, João Felix, and James.
Yeah.
And they play one way. And you're going to force them to sit in two deep blocks of four.
Nope.
And defend their asses off. And then at some point during the season, Diego Costa is going to replace one. Koke is going to come back.
Correct.
Saul is still there. And then half of those kids are going to sit on the bench.
Yep. Diego Costa, we all know where he's going.
So, no. And, yeah, that just bothers me with what Atletico are doing. So, a part of me, I understand why maybe he'd want to stay in La Liga for branding reasons. Mm-hmm. But if he wants to play the way that he's going to play, go to Napoli, make them a title contender. And because they weren't last year, regardless of what
No, come on.
Make them a title contender. I still have no faith in Carlo to do it, so that's beyond me.
Right.
But I would like to see that. And you want to see someone like him who the future was really bright, and then he went to Madrid and just was the wrong time to be there. Mm-hmm. And then last season wasn't his best season at Bayern.
Yeah.
You want to see him get back to his best.
Yep.
And I feel like that would be the environment for him. And I'm tired of seeing the Atletico ship take all these young promising players and then have them have an awful season of trying to play the Simeone way, and then it doesn't work out because Simeone's buying all these little rugged players that kind of fit, like the Hector Herrera's.
Right.
You know, the poacher. We need Fabs here to talk about Porto and how they're going to look next season, because all their players are going to La Liga.
Exactly.
The La Liga XI is going to be full of Porto players, perhaps.
Are we done on the transfer market?
No, we're never done on the transfer market. We kind of are, but like there's other stuff that happened that I feel like we got to mention quickly.
Because there was a big derby that we should talk about.
No,
too.
that's not a big derby.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to tell you why that's not a big derby. We talked about Harry Maguire. No suitors for Jerome Boateng yet.
No surprise.
And I think that
should come to MLS.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's
You're telling me that there's no club that can use Jerome Boateng?
No.
That's not true.
No.
That's not true.
Big club?
That's not true.
Big club.
Okay. Well, to me, there's only 3 big clubs.
Okay.
To me,
Champions League club. Let me repeat myself.
To me, there's only 3 big clubs.
Okay.
And that is the 3 that we expect to be big.
Okay.
You don't think Jerome Boateng could fill in the void for Vincent Kompany?
I don't think they need him.
You don't think he could fill in the void for Vincent Kompany?
I don't think.
Let's say they were trying to fill in the void for Vincent Kompany.
Yeah, but I don't think they need him there.
Why not? He used to play there. He used to play for Pep.
Yeah, but
they didn't need Vincent Kompany.
Yeah, but that's a different story. He was a captain there. He was the leader. I can understand why they have
You
him
don't think
there.
Jerome Boateng's better than Nico Otamendi?
Nope, I don't. I don't. I think Jerome has lost a lot.
Jerome just isn't. The biggest problem with Jerome is that he hasn't been fit. But I play the same card with Matt Hummels.
Yeah, and that's why he went
to Dortmund. But everyone was praising that as a great move. Look,
okay,
Boateng wouldn't start at any of those 3 clubs that are Barca, Juve, Real Madrid. Jerome Boateng could play for Manchester United. Jerome Boateng could play for Arsenal. Jerome Boateng could play for Chelsea.
Okay, but theoretically he can't, but that's fine.
Okay.
But yes, he could play for the other 2 that you mentioned.
Yes, if they really want to go there. I think Jerome Boateng can't play for Milan or Roma.
I just don't think it's the type of signing that those clubs want to make.
You think Jerome Boateng can play for PSG? No, as long as you're not paying him a big contract,
right?
Then I can't see why. But we'll see. I feel like the whole De Ligt thing, once that's blown over, we'll see who desperately needs a center back.
Okay,
because he doesn't fit. He's no longer a Bayern priority because of Pavard and Lucas Hernandez.
Correct.
And then Sula there.
Right.
So someone's got to do something. So that was one thing that had to be said. Yeah, I think that's about it. Nothing really big happened this week. What a trash week.
I know.
We're here prepped. I love Monday. Monday's my favorite day. Thought we were going to talk some real footy, provide them with the organic, unfiltered soccer footy analysis. And now we're going to talk about some stupid derby. Some derby that almost got rained out. And then I got the Montreal fans doing whatever they're doing. And it just bothered me. I'm shocked you didn't go on the road trip.
Why?
Because they were kind of promoting it.
No.
Oh, man. All those TFC fans making the trip, the 401. Oh, boy. Are we really going to do this?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You play it for every other week.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Dan thinks that this derby really matters.
It's a derby.
The Michael Bradley's trying to sell the derby.
Yeah. I'm buying whatever Michael Bradley's selling this week.
And there's a lot of stuff that has to be said about it.
Go ahead.
And TFC went to Montreal on a rainy night. The pitch was slick.
Yep.
Neither side looked like they were going to score.
Nope.
And then there came Blonde Posy.
Yep.
TFC.
You asked about him.
Look at them. He didn't prove nothing.
Oh, well.
However, they were back for the time being.
Uh-huh.
What do you got to say, man?
I
choose your words wisely.
know. For long stretches of that game, I didn't think any team was going to score. But that TFC team looks a hell of a lot better once you start putting in some true players back into that lineup. By the way, I can't understand how, in God's name, this league, if it wants to be a credible league, plays when half of their players are away in Copa America or the Gold Cup or wherever the other tournament they've been playing. But that's a story for another day. Omar Gonzalez looked very calm and composed at the back, and his partnership with Mavinga is one to keep an eye out for. That's the kind of defender I think he needs beside him. And when he had a good year in 2007, Drew Moore was beside him, and Omar has the same characteristics of that Drew Moore had in that 2017 season. He's calm, he's composed at the back, he doesn't get rattled. He's had the experience. So I think Mavinga and Omar's partnership at the back will be something for TFC at least for the next 1 to 2 years.
Will or could?
I think it's will. I don't think Omar's going anywhere, and I don't think they're going to get rid of Mavinga either. So
no, I said will they?
Yeah, I think
could,
they will.
Or could they?
No, I think they
will is like a guarantee. Could is like
okay, they could be.
I just want to make sure that I just want to make sure you don't stumble on any blocks.
Yeah, they could be.
I'm just trying to be a good friend and help you out here.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I just want
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Is that a gift?
It is a gift.
Okay. So, yeah, all in all, I think the second half, I think TFC controlled the majority of that second half, and the goal was on the cards. I would say, yeah, I know. Yeah, no, the goals were on. That goal was on the cards. And as soon as Posey steps in with that ball heading towards goal, there was only going to be one outcome. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you've asked for him to step up, and the last couple games he's probably been TFC's best performer. I thought he was TFC's best performer on the night too. And they've got a big game this week against New York Red Bulls on Wednesday night, and they come off their derby win against New York City. So if TFC can pick up some points at home, they're right back into they're in the playoffs technically as we speak. They're going up the Eastern Conference standings, and that Eastern Conference is not very good. So if they can put a run together in this second half of the season, they'll be fine. I thought you didn't.
I always knew that would come in handy.
Yeah, I know.
I always knew it. True again. Don't lie to me.
Yeah, you
what did they do in that second half prior to that goal that made you felt that a goal was coming?
They controlled that game. That second half, they had control of that ball. They moved that ball around. Montreal didn't even put a sniff on goal in that second half.
You're talking prior to the goal because they kind of did put a sniff, but
in the second half,
yeah,
when
they were close, not consistently close, but they had a few chances
before the goal.
No, I'm talking. No, I said you're talking about before the goal.
Oh yeah, okay. Before. Yeah.
But that was kind of their plan. I don't agree with the way that they set up for the game.
Who's they?
Montreal.
Oh, okay, because they
were sitting back in the first half too.
Yeah, because they were dominated at home.
Yeah, well, they chose to be dominated.
Yeah, I'm just saying
that is up to them.
Yeah.
Which is not the wisest thing to
No.
do. But that is how they look to approach it. And to be honest, I definitely don't agree with it. And to be honest, I didn't see where TFC were going to score. And the way that the goal was constructed was even funnier because it came right after Piet came off.
Yes.
And it was a poor pass.
Yes.
And then it was a deflected header by Bradley. No, he intercepted it with a header.
No,
no.
Markey intercepted it with the header to Bradley. Bradley headed it on.
Bradley headed it to Markey, who flicked it on.
To pause?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it was kind of like a 3v2.
Yeah.
And because the lanes were open, he was able to score.
Yes.
Yes, when he was in that spot, yes, you, based on whatever the hell they're paying you, you should score.
Correct.
You should score.
So my analysis was correct.
But there was nothing about that prior to that made me feel that they were going to win that game or that they were ever going to score.
Oh, well.
Because they had the ball they had the ball for a while, but Bush didn't have to make a save. In the first half, they were making poor passes around the box.
Yes.
They ran the same goddamn bloody play twice, and it almost got them a goal. Whereas Pazzi moves to the left, Schaffelsberg makes a dart into the left channel. Josie tries to run off Cabrera because that's probably one of the reliable individual battles that he can win on a year-to-year basis.
Correct.
And the first one he should have scored. It kind of reminded me of his chat. It wasn't carbon copy.
No, come on.
It wasn't. He should score.
No, come on. The one that hits the side netting?
Yeah.
Yeah. He should force Bush into a save. Yes. That's a tough angle to score. That is much harder than the Gold Cup miss.
Yes, it is. But
Okay.
I'm just saying that it's not carbon copy.
No,
but if Josie is who he is, he should definitely shoot it across goal.
I agree.
I don't think he's a good finisher too, but
that's a discussion for another point.
Around the box, sure. Look, they won. They should have won. Although they're not that much better, they have more attacking weapons than whatever Montreal was throwing at them. Sorry, you're not going to beat me with Jackson Hamill.
Nope.
Leading the line, and
Nope.
they never showed that they were going to. And once Piet went off, not that it was in terms of creativity. But once he went off, they were unable to really shift the gear. And
I actually thought he had a good game for Montreal. Yeah. He was actually probably maybe their best player.
Yes, he did. And that's well, I haven't watched Montreal a lot this season, but it was one of the better games, if not one of the best games I've seen him play.
Yep.
So that speaks volumes. But they ain't much better.
No.
Montreal ain't really good. I don't know where they are in that little standings.
They're third or fourth.
If my guy's not there playing.
Nacho?
Yeah.
No,
then yeah, that's where I stand. Unless anyone else was missing that could offer any sort of significant production. So it stands as it stood for the past few years. TFC, what I look from it, yes, Pazzi did play well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not agreeing with what Michael said because at some point this season I'm going to kill him. Not this week because they won.
Good.
I'm going to kill him.
Okay. Well, hopefully I'm not on this podcast when that happens.
You can send it to him.
Okay.
Marquis Marquis.
Yeah.
De Leon had a horrible game, and then
he got subbed off.
Kind of, shifted it a bit.
Yep.
The problems still stands the same that they don't have enough. Josie drops deep, Pazzi's deep, no one's in the box, look a bit lost. There's not really much I could take from it. I do stand on your point that that's the best they've looked defensively, albeit they never really were tested.
Sure.
Which is why I'm going to save. That's why I said could rather than will.
Okay.
Because
they will be tested on Wednesday.
I want to see Omar get tested before I even touch on him.
Sure.
But yes, when no one's coming at him and teams are dropping deep and he's on the ball, he is an improvement on whatever they have.
Correct.
And he talks a lot. He's vocal.
Yes.
And it helps when he's there. And then Chris can use his athleticism to sweep up for the fullbacks. He did that very well. And then if it hasn't been stated enough this season, Westberg is an improvement on whatever we've been seeing from Bono over the past 24 months. But I got to call it because I got to call it.
Yep.
So that's how I look at their team right now. And there's a lot to say about that team. And there will be a lot more to be said about that team.
Yep.
But the third was trash.
Who?
The derby was trash.
It's a legitimate derby. I don't care what you want to say. That is not a made up derby. That's a legitimate one.
Well, I know it, but okay. Look, there's a difference here.
Between what?
There's a difference here between you and I. Okay. In this sense, where you're gonna call it a derby.
What are you gonna call it?
And I could definitely call it a derby. It's a derby. When you break it down, it's a derby.
Okay. So what are we arguing about?
I'm just telling you it's trash.
Oh,
I'll continuously tell you that it's trash.
Oh, but that's not. I'm just telling you it's a derby.
And that is my and because it's trash, I'm choosing to exclude it from derbies.
Oh well.
Okay.
I don't like that.
That's fine. That's cool.
There's many other derbies that are trash that we include them as derbies.
I don't acknowledge them.
Oh well, other analysts, pundits do.
Do you see any of them in this room? Ooh.
Behind the camera.
Oh yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care what. Look, man. When the mics are here,
yeah,
and whenever those analysts want to come onto the mic and say what they're saying, I'm going to say the same thing. So
that's fine.
And they're going to hate it.
They are.
That's okay
because it's a derby.
Okay, that's fine. Long story short, man,
they got 3 points on the road, which is fantastic for TFC because it's their second road win of the season. And yeah, and points are hard to come by on the road in MLS in general. But if they don't follow up with a win on Wednesday night at home, for me, that road win is kind of thrown away.
But I thought it was a derby.
Yeah, okay. It's still only worth 3 points. I'm looking at this in terms of the standings.
Man, TFC. Who the hell did they sign the other day?
A midfielder from Venezuela.
Yeah, you don't have a name? Gallardo. Has anyone seen Gallardo play?
No. I hope TFC management.
Well,
he's a speedy winger down the right hand side.
According to TSN analyst Christian Jack, Toronto FC's new winger is Erickson Gallardo, a 24-year-old Venezuelan who joins from Zamora FC in his homeland. Gallardo is quick, can operate on both flanks, and has a good eye for a pass. Just missed out on the Copa America squad, but made his debut last month for Ecuador. So someone's seen him.
Against Ecuador.
Oh. Versus Ecuador. Yeah. So someone's seen him.
Well, yeah.
Okay. And from what we're seeing, he kind of ticks all the boxes that they kind of need.
Right.
Kind of. Because if you don't score goals, then to me, it don't really matter. It's a piece. Yeah. Like long term, it matters.
Right.
But short term, it don't matter.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. He got to be able to score goals. And I would like to think that he can. We don't know.
We're about to find out.
He could be a Jesus Navas.
Yeah.
Who just sticks to the line.
Right. And crosses the ball in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But do you want to know what I can't kill them? Because it's progress. And I think he's better than what they have at the I hope he's better than what they have at the moment.
Correct.
And yeah, man, I just feel like I want to have a lot of discussions about the players that are currently there that I feel need to do more. If that's fair.
I think
we're not gonna have it this week. But as we monitor them, because we're monitoring them a lot, there are discussions that need to be had about certain players that need to do more. And it starts with the two guys that just came back from the Gold Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And more so the
one more than the other, but yes, go ahead.
Yeah, and more so the one up front.
Yes.
And I'm only saying that because there's no one else to replace him. And because
I agree 100%.
And because of the money that is being brought in for his services.
Yes.
Whereas the other one,
and what he's supposed to represent as well.
Yes. Whereas the other one, they got a little replacement on.
They do have a replacement
on the bench, and I'm kind of upset that I want to see him play regularly. The thing about Josie that I'll say quickly, and I feel like it kind of goes with the reason why I was like, oh wow, this is desperation move after the Jovinko thing blew up in everyone's face. Is that, and I don't have the numbers with me, but although Josie holds a big spot in TFC folklore,
mm-hmm.
based on his decisive moments in the playoffs,
yes,
what's lost behind that decision that they made, and I don't think they put into perspective because it was a panic move, and I like to think that we can agree that it was a panic mm-hmm. move, is that Josie was there to make those decisive moves because someone else was carrying the offensive, or two guys, but one more so than the other, was carrying the offensive load for the majority of the season when he was missing.
Yes.
So now this is the biggest challenge for Josie to prove
he's the main man
with that money that not only could he do that in the decisive moments in the playoffs,
right,
but he could consistently do that throughout the season.
Yep.
And I'm not too sure there's a time throughout his career where he's been able to do that. So I'm eager to watch it on a week-to-week basis. And that's not a shot at him. It's more so of a challenge.
A challenge.
And that's where I'm going to leave it now.
I know. I would echo your sentiments on him. I think it's time for Josie to step up and take the.
I was gonna say grow up, but yeah, that's nicer.
Yeah, because I'm a nice guy.
You don't want the smoke from him.
No. I think it's time for him to step up and take that mantle as I don't want to say the leader because Michael is definitely the leader, but
we could have two.
Yeah, okay.
I think they both need to be leaders. I think
fine.
with Seba leaving, I think they both need to be leaders.
That's fair. But I think Josie's got to put this team on his back in terms of the offense and lead the way. And that means not only goals, but it also means being there in the tough moments and I don't know.
Just I think just the all round,
right?
His all round game and just being there,
Correct.
Fit,
right?
Like really,
that's what I'm saying. It's not just goals, but it's being on the field.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need those Josie moments where he's hot-headed and he gets red carded, gets sent out. No,
it's time to grow up.
That's right.
You know, and you know what's even better, Josie? You got less minutes to fight for because Jay Hams is gone. And I feel bad. He's gone. Who they bring in? Mullins?
Yeah.
Any knowledge on him?
No.
Okay. Whatever. Anything else you gotta say about TFC?
Nope.
Hey man, Josie, Michael, you got Wednesday to show me some more, man, because we're gonna talk about you on Monday. Because then you play on Saturday too. We got a double dose of you. Oh yeah, been waiting to see you guys twice in a week. Games. Oh man, what a privilege we have with not enough soccer. We get to see you twice, win both games or get 4 points, and I won't say anything bad or play well. And lose in like dramatic fashion, and then I won't say anything bad.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, man. Big win for them. Congrats to you guys. Guys did your thing. And, you won the derby. Win the next one. Anything else that you have to say this week?
That is all I gotta say.
I think for a really slow week, we've done ourselves very well here.
I think so.
We were able to give them the content, produce something special, organic, unfiltered soccer/footy analysis because it's the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. I forgot to say at the start, but let it be known that it's the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. I may edit this and put it back in the start just to let you guys know that right before the podcast starts. But this is what we do, and we do it best, and we don't sugarcoat anything. We let you know how it is. And if you got a problem with it, I'm not going to tell you they have to deal with it, but let us know in the comments and let us know what you really think and how you really feel because you matter. And because you listened, you matter even more. That is all we got for you today. That was episode 83 of the InnerViews Podcast. If you liked what you heard or think that you know someone that would like or disagree with what they heard and want to challenge us or want to tell us that we're completely wrong or completely right and provide us with some praise, make sure to let them know that this podcast will be up on iTunes, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and any Android apps on your Android devices. Forgot to give a shout out to those that listen to us on a weekly basis. Did I do that?
You did at the beginning.
Okay, good. There are a lot of people that listen to us at work, and shout out to them, and like just even on YouTube, like thank you. Also, I've been saying this all summer, but like now I'm just tired of all the YouTube spamming and people like posting videos I just don't really want to see. We're back in the YouTube game, man. So youtube.com/interviews. It's going down. This podcast will be up there and little segments of it will be up there. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Hit the comments. Let us know how you really feel. Also on facebook.com/the-interviews. Like and follow and like. And on Twitter/Instagram where I post swaggy pictures of myself and try to inform you on all the latest breaking soccer news and how I feel about certain things. And sometimes Dan chimes in too, and he does retweet. So make sure to follow him on YouTube when we do post a video or handles are at the bottom. So make sure to give us a follow and let us know how you really feel, because it is about you and not about us. We are here to provide you with the content. You are supposed to react, tell us if we're right, tell us if we're wrong, tell us if we're stupid, if we look good, if we don't look good. And yeah, that's all we kind of got this week. It's your guy Tyrrell.
It's your boy Dan.
And well, we're not out. Have a safe week. Enjoy TFC's on. Enjoy the transfer news. And yeah, watch, subscribe, do everything that we're supposed to tell you to do, because it does matter. And we are out.